Hi. In this chapter, we will see some documents in GST. We had seen tax invoice in detail in the previous video. So in this video, we will see which are the other documents used in the GST scenario. So the main points we are going to cover are treatment of advance receipt voucher, refund voucher, credit note, debit note, delivery challan, revised invoice, etc. First of all, let us see what is a bill of supply. See, I have already told in the earlier video that whenever we are issuing a taxable goods and service, we should issue a tax invoice. Means if the rate of goods or service we are supplying is 5%, 12%, 18% or 28%, we should issue a tax invoice. And suppose it is 0%, that means exempted or nil rated, etc. In that case, we should issue a bill of supply. A bill of supply means there is no GST amount appearing in the document. Okay, so bill of supply should be issued in case of supply of exempted goods or services or by the composition scheme providers. Okay, because composition scheme persons cannot collect any GST from its customers. So a sample bill of supply is given, and you can see all details which are appearing in the tax invoices. Same, it is reflecting here also, but tax amount is not there. Tax rate or tax amount is not there. Then I will give a couple of examples. Mr. Suresh is running a petrol pump. He sells petroleum products like petrol, diesel, natural gas, etc. to various customers. Here, he is not collecting any GST. Why? Because petrol or diesel are non-taxable goods. So there is no GST on that. And he should not collect any GST. So he should issue a bill of supply only. Then, second example. Mr. Adul is running Amul outlet selling milk and milk products at Raipur. So, as you know, there is no GST on milk and milk related products. You can see non-vegetarian items like eggs or butter, curd, chana or paneer, chicken, fresh meat. All these are items are exempted. Okay, that is not attracting any GST on that. So bill of supply should be issued. So we are coming to one important concept, that is advance receipt. As per the GST law, there is a concept time of supply. Means on which date the supplier is liable to pay GST to the government. So it is the earliest of date of issue of invoice or date of receipt of payment or the date on which the invoice should be issued as per the GST law. Okay, so at that point of time, the supplier need to pay GST. Okay, so in here you need to take care. Suppose you got some advance for any supply of service. Suppose you are a consultant and you got some advance from a customer. Whether you have a liability to pay GST, you didn't provide service, you didn't issue an invoice. The point you need to understand clearly. See, you have a liability to pay GST on the advance amount received. Why? Because you need to calculate the GST on the advance amount received, even though invoices is not issued or supplier is not done. And in that case, when you are getting a advance, you need to issue a receipt voucher that I have received an advance of maybe 1 lakh. So receipt voucher should be issued. And in any case, the contract is cancelled, supply is not done, invoice is not issued, then that amount should be refunded and a refund voucher should be met. So two documents are coming there. One is receipt voucher and the second is refund voucher. Then let us take a case study, then you will understand it very clearly. I got an advance of 1 lakh in April 2022 from a new customer. And I had to give a service on May 2022, the next month. Tax rate is 5%. So here I already got 1 lakh in April. So whether any liability for GST? Yes, there is a liability. Okay, and I need to calculate the GST on that 1 lakh. So there is a formula. That is a formula I have given there. Amount received divided by 100 plus tax rate multiplied by tax rate. So the tax amount, the GST amount comes at 4,762. I need to pay that GST to the government for the month of April 2022. Okay, I have given a detailed table there. Please try to understand the concept. And later, when I provide the supply of services, I provide the services or issue the invoice, I need to pay the balance GST also to the government. Then, I have given another case study also here for a detailed understanding, which is given in the study material also. Okay, so you need to try to understand that. Okay, so here just in brief I will tell you, in May I have got a advance of 4 lakhs. So I need to pay GST for the month of May 2022. The amount is 61,017 rupees. Later, when supply is done in September 2022 and the invoice is issued, I need to settle that bill. Okay, I need to pay 1,18,983 as the balance GST. So total amount in the contract is 10 lakhs. GST is 1,80,000. Total amount I have to collect from the customer is 11,80,000. You can understand it with spending some few minutes. Yeah. So advance received on goods, it is an exemption. What I told about payment of GST on advance received is applicable only for services. Okay, not for goods. So registered persons are not required to pay GST on outward supply of goods unless the invoice is issued or the supply is done. On advance receipt, they need not pay GST. Then let us understand what is a credit note. What is a credit note? Many of the students don't know what is credit note, but they're simply tell return, sales return, purchase returns, and but see, whenever there is a liability for us to give some amount to a third party, we should issue a credit note to them. Okay, so suppose we had given an invoice for rupees 50,000. Value was in the invoice is 50,000, but the actual amount that had to be in the invoice is 40,000. So we collected 10,000 more, 50,000 instead of 40,000. So we have a liability to refund that 10,000 to our customer. So we should issue a credit note. Like that, suppose we had collected 2,500 as GST instead of 2,000. Again, 500 rupees we have a liability to pay to the customer. So we should issue a credit note. So the circumstances when the credit note should be issued is when the taxable value was more in the invoice, tax charged was more in the invoice, or sometimes when the goods are returned by the recipient, we should issue a credit note, or when there is a deficient quantity, okay, less quantity was delivered, then we have a liability to pay amount for the difference, and in all these circumstances we should issue a credit note. Then debit note by supplier, it is almost opposite to credit note. Means when the tax charged in the invoice is less than the amount which had to be charged, we should get additional amount from the customer. Or the tax amount in the invoice is less than the amount that had to be charged, then also we have to get additional amount from the customer. So when the invoice was the value was 50,000, but actual amount had to be in the invoice is 60,000. So we need to get 10,000. So we should issue a debit note. We have a right to get some amount from the customer. Okay, so I think the difference you got it clearly. Then these are the some sample documents for credit note and debit note. Okay, so another point is Suppose you have multiple transactions with a single customer. You can issue a single credit note or single debit note for multiple invoices. Okay, so it can be issued maybe monthly or yearly like that. Then the another document is delivery challan. We had discussed about tax invoice, bill of supply. This is another document, delivery challan. Whenever there is no sale, but you are moving the goods, transporting the goods, then you need to issue a delivery challan. A delivery challan can be used for job work or supply on approval or transportation of liquid gas or transportation in any other cases, not becoming a sale or supply. Delivery challan should be used, and it should be prepared in triplicate, and original should be given to the consignee, duplicate should be given to the transporter, and triplicate should be kept with the consignor. Okay, so I have given a format of the delivery challan also. Now let us see another document, that is revised invoice. See, there is a time frame, that is 30 days, within which the person who is liable to take GST registration should apply for GST registration. Means suppose a person became liable for registration on 1st May. He should apply for registration within 30th May. In that case, the revised invoice can be issued from the effective date of registration to the issue of registration certificate. Means from 1st May to 30th May, he can revise all invoices issued. Let us take an example. Marvel Manufacturers Private Limited commenced business of supply of goods on 1st May 2022 in Mumbai. Its turnover exceeded the applicable threshold limits, that is 40 lakhs, on 12th July 2022. It applied for registration on 25th July, that is within 30 days. And they got registration certificate on 10th August. So here, as they have applied for registration within 30 days, the effective date of registration will be 12th July. So from 12th July to 10th August, they can issue a revised invoice. So that is the concept of revised invoice. And another point is invoice for inward supplies, that is under reverse charge mechanism. And see, I had given a separate chapter for reverse charge mechanism. Some goods and some service are notified, on which the buyer, okay, buyer has to pay GST to the government instead of the supplier. Okay, suppose it is a BD wrapper leaves or cashew nuts. One farmer is giving to the trader. The trader is the buyer and the farmer is the seller. The trader, the buyer has to pay GST to the government. Okay, so in that case, the trader has to prepare a invoice for inward supplies, and payment voucher also should be prepared, which is for the amount given to the farmer. So these are the documents which are coming in GST law. Hope you have got a clear idea about each document. Thank you.